97.9, 105.5 KISS FM. It's Big Poppa in the morning. The legal editor for RadarOnline.com, Jen Hager, is on the line. Jen, how are you this morning?
Good. How are you? How's Syracuse, New York?
It's a little cold. Actually, it's not too bad at all. It doesn't suck. Life doesn't suck unless you're being covered by Jen Hager from RadarOnline.com. Then you have some issues going on.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, the last couple things that you've been working on for RadarOnline.com, the Herman Cain thing, Conrad Murray and Lindsay Lohan. Let's start with Lindsay. Is she like on track at this point? The judge was pretty much like, look, here are the parameters. Do them, or you're going to be spending more than 4 hours in jail. Right?
Absolutely, absolutely. She did lay out a very stringent schedule for Lindsay to comply with her court-ordered community service at the Los Angeles County Morgue, which I might add is not fun. You know, a lot of people say it's better to be in jail rather than doing manual labor at the morgue. However, Lindsay has never been able to comply with any judge's order ever in her ongoing cases. So it's going to be very interesting to see over the next several months if she's actually able to fulfill and abide by Judge Stephanie Sotner's stringent schedule that she has set for her. She set benchmark dates that she has to comply with so many hours by a certain date. So we will continue to cover that, I'm sure, and Lindsay never ceases to amaze me. So I'm rooting for her, but you know, the past has shown me that she's had a hard time following what judges have told her to do.
You know what, Jen, it's funny because I've said on the air a couple times that she is like the spoiled little girl that gets caught stealing the cookie in the cookie jar. Like, she showed up late at the morgue, and the morgue was like, hey, you know what? You're so late, just go home. Don't even bother. So the next day, she showed up like obnoxiously early just to show that she's serious about this time. You know what I'm saying? It's like she's 12 years old.
It's like she's Teflon Dawn. She is the female Teflon Dawn Gotti. I mean, nothing sticks to her ever. I think the problem in this case with the shoplifting was when the charge was reduced by Judge Sotner from a felony to a misdemeanor. If Sotner had not done that and left it with a felony, she would have been facing serious state prison time instead of being in and out of jail in under 4 hours.
And it's funny because anybody who's not in Los Angeles doesn't quite get it. Like, you know, like if someone gets sentenced to like 2 years, 3 years, or whatever, okay, they're going for 2 or 3 years, and she showed up late at night on a Sunday. She's home by 2 o'clock in the morning, Monday morning, and oh, it was so scary. Oh my goodness, really? You were there for 4 hours.
Yeah, what was so scary about that?
I guarantee.
She didn't even change out of her clothes and doing the inmate outfit.
Really?
I'm sure she was thankful for it. Yes, she was in her own street clothes the entire time.
Oh, hell no. If she's going to, even if it's for 4 hours, she's getting the Shawshank Redemption treatment. You know, she's getting the powder, she's getting the search, she's getting the jumpsuit. I guarantee, though, she was only there for 4 hours. She did not tinkle in jail. I guarantee she held it.
I guarantee you're probably correct on that.
Yeah. We're talking to Jen Hager, legal editor for RadarOnline.com. You guys are all over the place and breaking stuff way before everybody else. So kudos to you for on that stuff. I mean, you guys are right on top of it. Conrad Murray thing with Michael Jackson. It was really a long process. The legal process on this was really long and drawn out. So people kind of seemed to lose interest and really didn't follow it as closely as some other trials. Did they get it right?
I think the jury absolutely got it correct. You know, the evidence was overwhelming against Dr. Murray. What he did was egregious, and it took the life of Michael Jackson. You know, whether you've condemned Michael Jackson in the past, the public has their own perceptions about Michael Jackson. But in this case, we have someone that was dead. And, you know, of course, it's Michael Jackson. It's a pop icon. But this is a human being, and this is a family that has been torn apart by this death. You know, he left 3 children behind that are essentially orphans.
Right.
He loved those children so much. And Dr. Murray was, you know, in charge of making sure that he was stay healthy, and not die on his watch. And that's exactly what happened. So I think the jury got it absolutely correct. It's a little disconcerting. We've alluded to, Lindsay Lohan being in jail, and the jails here in California just being so overcrowded. There's a very good chance that when he is sentenced to state prison, he will be automatically kicked into the Los Angeles County jail system because of a recent law that was passed here in California because of overcrowding. He could be eligible for house arrest, Big Poppa. So I don't know if the punishment fits the crime, but I think the main thing here is that it's almost certain that his medical licenses in Texas and in Nevada will be terminated. It's already been done so here in California. I think another thing that's really concerning is the timing of this documentary that's going to be airing on MSNBC Friday night. It's a documentary that Dr. Murray shot from the time he was charged with involuntary manslaughter up until his conviction date. And he did this documentary to pay his lawyers. And it was his right not to take the stand in the trial. But I have a problem with him now coming out publicly in this form in a documentary and essentially blaming everyone else but him.
Right.
In the clips that I've seen, he's basically calling Alberto Alvarez a liar, Michael and Mayor Williams, who are Michael Jackson's security guards, liars, that they failed Michael Jackson. They're actually responsible for not calling 911. He blames the chef for not getting security in the house. So the timing of all this is really, I think, in very bad taste, and I'm disappointed that MSNBC is going to be airing this Friday night.
So, Jen Hager, legal editor, RadarOnline.com. You kind of blew past it, but I want to make sure people realize this guy, Conrad Murray, could end up with house arrest after being found guilty.
Yes.
Like, that's what could happen to him?
Yes, he's considered to be a non-violent felon. We had a recent law that passed here in California. The federal government said that our state prisons are overcrowded, and we have to get people out of state prisons, and so now they're coming into our county jails, which are already overcrowded here in Southern California. The jails out here are just a mess. And if I can circle back to Michael Lohan, we were talking about Lindsay Lohan.
Right.
Michael Lohan is currently behind bars right now for violating a restraining order in Florida that was in place with his girlfriend. I think they're now broken up, I would assume. But he's actually in jail still, and he will probably be in jail until this trial begins sometime maybe later this year or next year. And he's looking at serious jail time, and he will do that jail time. Michael Lohan could do more jail time for violating the restraining order in Florida than Conrad Murray will do in a jail for killing Michael Jackson. He's absolutely eligible for house arrest. Judge Pastor, it seems to me, will max Conrad Murray out at the 4-year term. That's the most that he can be sentenced to. He's automatically eligible upon that sentence, for that sentence being cut in half to 2 years.
Wow.
Because of the laws out here. So he could be looking at a house arrest of 18 to 22 months.
That's absolutely incredible. Jen Hager, legal editor, RadarOnline.com. For more details, hit up RadarOnline.com. I realize time is short, and I appreciate the time, and I want to get you back as soon as possible. I have so much more to talk to you about, but I definitely appreciate the time this morning.
Poppa, thanks.
Absolutely. Jen Hager, legal editor, RadarOnline.com. We're going to break, come back. It's Big Poppa in the morning on KISS FM. That's fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Thank you.
Absolutely. Are you on Twitter?
Yes, I am. Yes, I'm on Twitter.
All right, I'm gonna find you on Twitter. I'm _big_Poppa. We'll hook up, okay?
Okay, cool.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Bye-bye.